Welcome back to PLD Disc Golf and the post-production coverage of the 9th Annual Classic Addicts Illinois Amateur Championship, sponsored by Dynamic Discs. My name is Payton Drake, and this coverage is a volunteer production by members inside and outside the disc golf community. It's the beginning of the end here with the final front nine of the 27-hole layout at Northwood Park. We've brought back the catch cam powered by Clint Ryder and Phil Detmeyer once again on the player cam. The top scores from round 2 will bring Jonathan Borzik, Adam Osborne, and Nick Robertson back to the coverage, but we'll be seeing Max Squid for the first time this weekend. These guys have a lot of game, and I'm excited to see how they perform. The morning of round 3 brought some serious rain and lightning that caused a half-hour rain delay well before these players teed off. But once play resumed, conditions became a lot more favorable, so these players could really focus on scoring today. So with that, let's move on to hole 1. We're beginning here with the Northwood Blue layout, or starting on the Northwood Blue course. So this is hole 1 for the Blues. Really tight gap that moves left to right a little bit. You see the basket down there. If you guys want to check out a flyover for this 27-hole layout, I strongly recommend you guys navigating over to Drew Maki's channel. He's another member of Classic Addicts who did a flyover for this layout, and if you guys want to see what these guys are up against, go over there, check that out. Link is in the description below. We've got Jonathan and Adam both struggling to get down the fairway. Yeah, these trees are just leaning over the gap there, which is no wider than, 6 feet from the perspective of the tee. So really trying to get between these is a tough challenge. Let's see if Matt can do it. Oh, he gets a little bit further down, but it gets a kick to the right.
Name is Max Squibb. I'm from Springfield, Illinois. I live in Chicago, though. PDJ number is 142437. No sponsors at the moment, but upcoming, hopefully. But appreciate you being out here.
All right, guys. Sponsors, prospective sponsors, if you're watching, firstly, thanks for joining. Secondly, Max Squibb's looking for some. Thirdly, I'm looking for some. So feel free to check out these players. Pick them up. We got Nick here doing a forehand out the gap. He gets down there, probably towards circle on the left-hand side. He'll have a putt at the basket. Yeah, so as I mentioned, there was a rainstorm this morning. These players are teeing off probably around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So some of the rain has had a chance to dissipate and evaporate off the ground. So ground play is not too terrible.
Okay.
Trying to decide who's going to play next. Yeah, that's a good upshot from Adam. Yeah, so these players are not going to be able to expect a lot of ground play. We'll see what Mac can do. He's early right. Mac has some really interesting game. You'll see his prep for his shot throughout these last couple videos, where he does a righty forehand for touch-up shots, but he's primarily a lefty backhand thrower. It's really interesting to see how he switches in between specific shot selection. Oh, that was a good line from Mac, but that driver just skips and it rolls down the hill. He's got an incredibly long comebacker to try to save his par. Touch forehand. Yeah, so the back slope of this green is pretty downhill. If you get any further than the basket, you're going to be struggling to putt back up to it. Jonathan just a little short, cages it, but it sits pretty close. Rollaways are real on this hole. Every single one of these players is thinking about it as they putt for their pars. And now bogeys. A little low from Nick too. Probably thinking about that downslope on the backside. I enjoy watching Mac try to putt. His putting style is very direct. Keeps everything in line. Very little spin on these short tap-ins, but it gets the job done, and Mac finishes up for a bogey. We've got Adam here for his par. Good par. And as these players clean up, I will mention that this hole was only birdied by 2 people. Coming in at 314 par 3, really tight gap forces a lot of players to lay up for par, but we had a birdie from Chris Relaford and Josh Men, both local boys. Happy to see their names here on the highlights. We move over to hole 2, which is Northwood Blue hole 2, 192-foot par 3. Just a really light kind of anti-flex, similar to what we see Adam throw here. That's the righty backhand line, or a forehand line out to the left is also common. There's kind of 2 routes to the basket, whatever you're most comfortable with. Just fire it into the hillside, or an Annie to the left gap. But Jonathan hits a tree, falls short. Oh, tree direction. It goes right over the basket and goes long of the pin. He'll have a pretty interesting comebacker from there. Kind of scary having to look at that slope from up above the basket. Just a little high and left, nicks a tree down the fairway. Similar position to John. Good layup from Mac. And coming in as the shortest hole on this layout, this hole was birdied by 50% of the field. This definitely comes in as a must-get for the players, and is in fact the easiest hole. Coming at a 2.6 average. Let's see how these players finish out. Excellent putt from Nick. Can be nervy for some players, but he puts it in for his bird, offsets that bogey. Yeah, these routes here, as the years go by, if you have baskets and greens located around trees on a hillside, you'll deal a lot with erosion. And this is it's a well-known problem for course design. I don't expect much will be changing here in the future, but Adam taps in a really nice bird. But yeah, these routes can really come into play as a course ages and really sets into a hillside. So these guys stumbling over the roots, trying not to roll an ankle, that'd be a really bad way to start your round. Just tapping out pars for Jonathan and Mac. We'll move over to hole 3. This is Northwood Blue hole 3 as well. 216-foot par 3. Kind of go up and hill. Just a really straight shot. We'll see how these guys attack it. Beautiful forehand flex from Adam. Gets up over the crest of the hill and pushes to the basket. He'll be on the backside for a circle 1 putt for bird. Nick doing a forehand 2. He actually catches early right and goes right. That's going to be... I've been over there. It's an interesting scramble shot, so if he can get up and down for his par from there, that's good from where he's at. Forehand from Jonathan. Once again, just barely crests the hill, but catches some stuff right there at the crest. So he'll have a look, but we'll see how he plays that. Great shot from Mac. Just pures it past the basket. He'll have a circle 1 comebacker. Yeah, once again, really tough here early right. There's just a lot of small trees, a lot of brush. You got to try to navigate to push something to the basket. I mean, he's got a chance to put something in from there, but it'll be tough. Oh, a little nose down from Jonathan. Yeah, so prior to the last 2 days, the last day, this is Sunday, and we had our first 2 rounds on Saturday. The wind has really died down for this round. So these players will really be able to make efforts on the basket on the green. Mac can't convert for his bird. Let's see if Adam can. But yeah, a lot more scoreable conditions today. Adam leaving it a little bit low too. All right, these guys will clean up pars and a bogey for Nick. You kind of expect some of the top players of the area to really be birdieing 2, if not all 3 of those first 3 holes. They're really gettable. First hole being a little bit more difficult, but we're moving on to hole 4. It's Northwood Blue, hole 4. This was the Gold's layout original hole 1. Just a really fun gap for the very first shot for the Pro Tour in the past years, but this is hole 4 now. 278-foot par 3. Just wanting to hang a hyzer out between the tree gap and park it just like Jonathan has. That is a excellent shot. It'll be his bird. Interested to see what Mac does here, being the lefty backhand prominent thrower. Honestly, just getting out to the open. Yeah, that rough on the backside. He won't be too far. It'll probably be circle 2 from the basket, but I'd say this hole sets up pretty tough for the lefty backhand. Nick going a little deep. He's going to have an obstructed look at the basket. A half bid from Adam out in circle 2 area. For those who haven't been out here, this green, as soon as you move about 10-15 feet behind this basket, it's a severe drop-off, similar to the hole 1 on the blue layout. It's just super tough as Mac puts one up. Good height, just hard to commit with the backslope on the green. Looks like Nick's got a better look than I thought. Oh, does the opposite, puts it high. It had a chance, just couldn't drop. All right. All these guys cleaning up their pars. Jonathan will tap in his bird. Very well done. And starting with the next hole is where we diverge from the normal blues layout. We will be continuing with the blues, but we'll be jumping over to hole 10 for hole number 5 of this 27-hole layout. A 261-foot par 3. These players are going to be playing a shot that moves left to right off the tee. Jonathan executes pretty well, goes a little long of the basket, but Adam, favoring the lefty forehand, will have to turn something over, have it hold. And does that pretty well. He'll be circle's edge, short left. A little branch redirection puts Mac right up there in circle. And as Nick throws here, I just want to comment about Mac's technique, his preparation for his shots. It's fairly consistent throughout the entire round here, and it's just interesting how he tries to focus on getting that hip rotation off the tee and practices feeling that pop off the fingers is what he's doing when he's kind of pulling at the disc before his shot. It's just really fun to watch, and I mean, he's here on the lead card, he's playing well, he's found what works for him and what helps build consistency as Adam leaves that a little short. Nick a little right. He's got to get these putts going at some point in time during the round. Great birdie putt from Mac. And as I said before during round 1, if you're on the green here, even on the blues course, blue or black here at Northwood, you have to be converting on your putts. You're going to be losing strokes pretty hard if you're not able to connect. Jonathan also missing right. A little cleanup action here. So of these first 5 starting holes, only hole 1 was over par, but these last 4 holes were under par, and you really need to be putting something close and getting a couple birds to start off your round. We've only got Adam here under par. Moving on to hole 6, Northwood Blue 11. I was expecting more of these players to be under par. As Mac hangs a nice backhand. Oh, just a little flick of the really tough iron branches that are hanging over this fairway. This is a really fun hole to play. A lot of players will try to just do some simple air shots, get halfway down the fairway, cut the hole in half. Others might get aggressive and lay down a roller. Jonathan, though, kind of leaves that high, hits the iron branches up above, and drops down probably 250 to 300 foot off the tee. This is one of my favorite holes on the blues layout, which was one of the gold holes as well. Nick, being a power backhand player, you'll see this come out a lot this round. He just is able to generate a lot of speed on that disc, and it's fun to watch him throw that backhand. So Jonathan Just a simple shot, try to get down the fairway as much as possible. That pushes really well, yes, very nice. Not quite basket high, it's kind of tough to get up there given the low ceiling, but you should be able to put a disc high enough to the chains to try to get the bird. Mac with the backhand approach. Great snap, good height. Can that push? Wow, it does. Super technical. That was a beautiful shot. Adam's in a good position for his lefty forehand. It looks like that headwind lifted up his disc into the branches. That's tough. Just a touch backhand for Nick's second shot. That's quite an advantage to push down the fairway that much and have just a really light mid-range shot up to the basket. Doesn't quite get it super close, but he should have a good look at birdie. Adam laying up a really nice forehand shot for his par. Same here for Jonathan. All right. Mac to convert on be a really good recovery shot. Very deliberate here on the green. Doesn't want anything to get away from him. And he converts. Excellent birdie. Second shot being very, very impressive. When you're caught early, sometimes you're just trying to get up and down for your par. It'd be an easy par, but an even harder birdie. Sorry, Jonathan, I was talking while you were putting. Bad habit. Jonathan tapping in for his bogey. Unfortunate. You really want to be getting a par or birdie on this hole.
Good putt, good birdie.
It is averaging around par at a 4.08. Moving on to hole 7. This is Northwood Blue, hole 12. Another one of the Gold's layout. This is a left to right moving shot. Righty forehand is kind of one of the better shots here. The lefty backhand also works really well. See how Mac plays this. Puts that in on the inside gap. Just gets a nice ground play up to the basket. He is parked for his birdie. For these righty forehand throwers, probably tempoing up to overstable fairway driver or distance driver. Actually, it looks like this is a mid, maybe. A little inside from Nick. Being right next to the trunk of that tree, you have very little, if any, kind of look for the basket. So we'll see what he has from there. Probably just a pitch out for a par. Looks like Adam's contemplating what to do here. He's lining up the backhand. Let's see what he does. Ooh, early release. I can imagine this probably is less preferred throw, so let's see if he can scramble from there. Jonathan puts him out there, gets caught up a little early. He'll have a long look for the birdie, but okay. Going back to all reliable forehand approach from Adam here. No. I mean, it takes 2 shots to get to where Jonathan is. That's going to be tough to recover from that. Circle 2 look for par. That's rough. I'm going to say you don't want to be getting a bogey on this hole. Coming in at 0.19 strokes under par. Wow, good line from Jonathan. 0.19 strokes under par. You got to be thinking of scoring on this hole. As Nick does a weird straddle. Oh, just dancing over the rim. Proved me wrong. Yeah, so lucky. Snagging his bird, get some knuckles. Well done. All right, really tough par comebacker for Jonathan. He's able to convert. Well done. That's a good confidence booster right there. After struggling on the green for a little bit and having to do straddle out, being able to put that one in the chains definitely can help propel you forward. Great bird from Mac. Adam here tapping out a bogey. Unfortunate. That puts him back to even. We'll move on to hole 8. We're jumping over to Northwood Blue, hole 15. This was the old gold 10, if I'm not mistaken. Moved up a lot, so we're right behind the crest of the hill, just playing down straight to the basket. Any variety of plays is good here. We'll see how Mac attacks. Oh, he goes early right. I'm going to say that's going to be a bogey at best from there. This is one of those holes, I mean, it's on the Blues course, but it plays like black, where if you're off the fairway just barely, you're in a tough scramble mode. Wow. Nick able to air it all the way down past the basket. He'll have a comebacker, probably circle's edge, to try to put in a birdie, which is very elusive on this hole, I will add. I retract that. A birdie is very elusive for Jonathan with that throw. Ouch. Similar position to Mac. Actually, no, even shorter and right than Mac. That was very early. Yeah, this anti-flex kind of fits the hole pretty well, but Adam leaves that a little too left. Oh, Jonathan with nothing.
Yeah.
Asks the cameraman to move so he can pitch out. That hurts. All right, Jonathan needs to execute this. And it looks like he does. Beautiful recovery shot. I mean, that's for its bogey, but it could get a lot worse from where he was. So that's a good recovery. Heiser flip up from Adam. Short and left of the basket. Should be able to put it in for his par.
This is a legal stance, right, guys? Yeah.
So for anyone who's been out recently and is familiar with how the new blacks layout and blue layouts have kind of come together, the players right behind Mac are actually walking up black's hole 18. They run parallel to each other, separated by a thin wall of probably 30 feet of brush that Mac was able to pitch out of. But yeah, just a lot of back and forths through these woods. This Northwood complex has proved to be just an amazing place for disc golf. super cool to see how all the layouts have interacted with each other. The stepper from Nick pulls that right. But yeah, if you've never been out here to play, I strongly recommend it. Peoria area has a lot of good disc golf courses, great disc golf tourism. You can definitely get a lot of disc golf in one weekend, so I recommend. Make the trip, come to the area, hit me up. I'll play a casual round. Lose a few discs with you. It'll be a good time. Good comebacker from Nick for his par. Looks like Jonathan may be switching between a couple different styles of putts. I might be mistaken, but some of these are looking really nose down. That's what that last one was. Misses just a little bit right. Mac, uber consistent. Same thing every time. Except that one didn't go in the chains. Man, he needed that one. That's going to be a double, putting him back to even. Adam, that's a good par from where he was at. I will say Adam's scramble skill here on this course, quite impressive given his tendency to just lean on that lefty forehand. He's going to be doing a lot of wide straddles to try to scramble for keeping his strokes up. So we move over to, as I just mentioned before, hole 18 of the Blacks layout. This is our hole 9, the final hole of our front 9. This hole, let's see where it is as far as difficulty is concerned. This is the second hardest hole of the 27 holes being played today. Just super technical, challenging every player all the way up to our NPO field during Ledgestone. This is a really good birdie to get if you can. Also, a fantastic par. I will not glaze over Nick's throw. That was lucky getting through the trees on the right, but he should be in a really good position to get up and down for a par, if not a birdie. Mac having to... Oh, no. That lefty shot, you have to pull something over, get it turned over and going left, and he puts that high, and it goes early right. Interested to see what he does from there. Interesting. Righty forehand, less common from here. Wow, gets really lucky on the left side. Perfect. He's right at the foot of the hill leading up to the, let's say, the second leg of the fairway. I mean, from where he's at, he's got another 300, maybe 270 feet from the base of that hill to the basket. It's just really hard to get that second shot up to the basket. We'll see what he does from there. Mac here, digging through the wilderness, trying to find a line. Sorting to that righty forehand. Little touch shot to get through. Or am I mistaken? Is this a backhand? Yeah, forehand. I think he got out. Okay. Yep, he's out. Adam from a decent position. He's a little shorter than you'd like, but this sets up for the lefty forehand flex pretty well if he can get it through the gap.
Oh my God.
Which he does.
Thank you.
Yes. That was an excellent shot. Yep, Mac pushed through. He's on the left side of the hill going up to the basket. Let's see how he attacks this. Great turnover shot. Didn't hear any wood on the backside. That should be up there. We'll see if he's got to look for par. So this wind on this hole is acting like a headwind, slight left to right as you get up to the basket. So that forehand from Jonathan would get held over and pushed to the left side of the fairway. Oh no. Early tree from Nick. He's having to throw again from the right side of the fairway this time. Touch backhand.
Oh, come on.
He's having to hack his way through the branches to get up to the basket on this one. That's going to be tough. This is for his par, if I'm not mistaken. If he can put it in. Oh. Puts it along in the basket. Had a chance, but that'll be a comebacker for a bogey. Ooh, great run from Adam. Mac up on the green. Faking out Phil. This is from circle 2. Oh, jump approach. Hangs a little wide, but good to have an opportunity for par from where he first ended up. That is quite impressive. Oh, a little low and right from Jonathan. He's got to get that putt figured out as we move into the middle and back 9 of this round. And as these players clean up here, I want to thank you guys for navigating over to the channel, sticking with me through this coverage. This was a lot of fun to get all this footage and compile all of this into videos for you guys. So I guess for interaction's sake, feel free to like and comment what your favorite hole on this front 9 was, what you'd like to play. As we move over to the middle 9, we'll have a lot more action for you guys from these players. Excited to see what they do. Got a couple pars from them. But once again, thank you all for being here. With that, that is the final front 9 of this event. We've got John at +3, Adam at even, Nick at +1, Mac at +1, with a running event score coming up here. We've got Jonathan at -6, Adam -6, Nick Robertson -4, and Mac at even. These players need to really step up their game in the middle and last 9 here. But once again, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks again for all of the amazing volunteers. We'll catch you in the next video.